machine so I can show you how to do a proper yield with your 4 plants inside of something as little as a 3x3 corner of your room. As always, somebody from one of the viewers in the audience get a free 1/8 of tonight's special weed. Tonight is the jealousy. So, again, one of you lucky members is going to get yourself a free sack of the jealousy. So, can we pull this up on microcam, get a good look at this thing? See what you guys see, what I see. So, all that packed amber trichome. It's got a super nice soft texture. It looks like it'd be super brick. It's nice and dry, but it's still got, it breaks up real nicely. If you'd like to pan back to the desk cam, let's get a shot of this guy right here up close. What do we got here? So it's got a nice hunter green color. Beautiful trichomes on it. It smells wonderful. So take this back up here. Just a nice pungent funk. I absolutely love this strain. So, as we go on in the show, we will get over to that. So, there will be changes coming up, as you guys have seen. We will continue to let all of our wonderful members know how to find us, where to see us. We will still be doing all of our on-scene things where we go out in the town. You'll still see iGrow VA, but you'll also see a counterpart. So, one of the other affiliates that we have, you'll get used to seeing them around. So, that being the case, you know, hey, we've been having nothing but a great time. So, things are getting back to the usual, which I'm sure everybody appreciates, and so do we. We keep a lot of nice people pretty busy all day, so we like to see that, and you know, keeps everybody going. With the moving on to more cultivation side of things, we are gonna just shrink this show down a little bit. We're still gonna give away our free 1/8 every week to one of our viewers because that's what I like to do. I like to cultivate these plants, and I like to give them to all the people who like to enjoy watching and learn from our experiences here. And again, we never claim to be definitive, but I'll tell you, I've been doing this a long time, and all that experience adds up. I've seen problems come and go. I've seen issues left and right. And, you know, it's the wonderful thing about these plants. They teach you a lesson every time. Nothing is definitive. So, this round of hydro, next week we will actually have the nutrients back to plain water, and we will mix them during the show. I've already taken care of the mix. We've gone back to my unorthodox planting style with an ebb and flow tray. That is what I've heard a lot. They're like, you plant straight into the medium. I sure do, because, you know, it lets the roots just expand all the way throughout. Big roots equal big plants. They take up more nutrients that way. So, we'll discuss that a little further when we get over there. You know, this past weekend, even through all of the shenanigans, let's say, we still were out at the Cannabis Cultivators Farmers Market. Thank you, Victoria, for sending us that invite and getting us out there. It was a great time. We met a lot of really cool hemp vendors, a couple cool glass blowers, and unfortunately, I left my Starship. So I've got this 3-cart banger. They will be on the website ready to go this week for you guys before the week's out. This thing is a monstrosity. I have never had a cartridge battery that just blasted me like this. So what did I do? We became a retailer for them, and now we will bring you some of these really cool higher end vaporizer, and these units are used between cartridges and concentrates. So the ports that are on them, they can fit either cartridges into them, they're 510 thread, or they have this bowl piece that fits right in there too. And so that bowl piece, you drop your concentrate, whatever it is. Tonight I'll be smoking some more of this hash rosin as well as some of this grease monkey. So we're going to blast these out here in just a few minutes because, you know, what do? I like to smoke weed. Who do I like to do it with? I like to do it with everybody out there. So any chance you get. But so we went to the farmers market. It was over at the CBD. Oh my goodness, the name slips my mind. Steven, if you get a chance, refresh my memory. But it's General Booth, not even. It's Oceana Boulevard, just past Harper's Road. There's a CBD, purely CBD. Sorry. Thank you guys for hosting a wonderful event. You know, had a lot of cool stuff going on inside. You know, had the bowls going, and that was pretty sweet. I appreciate the vibe. It was definitely not anything, you know, like we've seen previously, and that's kind of what I appreciate. You know, there are all these other, you know, scenes out there, pop-ups, this and that. And we don't go to many of them. We pretty much don't go to any of them. We're cultivators. I like this place. This was found at a handful of other cultivators. But anyway, let me get back to the glass blower. That's the guy that I was talking about. And again, I think it's Josh Stone. And no slack from White Fire, because we're going to go to his studio very, very soon. And then we're going to have him do a bong blowing build right on a live performance. So he is going to blow a bong for me right there. And if you guys are watching, maybe the following week, all the viewers that were watching on that episode, we will get you entered in for a chance to win that special bong made by White Fire for iGrow VA. He is also working on a custom glass millie for us, so we can drop a whole glass line. We're going to have local artists blow glass for us and make glass and add our unique touches to them. And so White Fire will be doing that, but I believe his name was Stone, Jason Stone or Josh Stone. I've got his card on my desk, back in my other office. But anyway, so met with him. He saw this Starship, and the reason I'm getting back to it, so he saw the Starship with the 3 cartridge blaster and was freaking blown away. So I've got one coming for him. I'm actually going to trade him one of those units for custom work on the top of the one that I have. So I'm going to get a custom piece made by him for this specific unit. I have never seen these out really and about before, but holy cow, these things are awesome. We are getting a shipment in sometime in the next couple days, and once they're there, we'll let you know. I'll do a product demo, live demo. We'll show you guys what they look like, how they work, and you'll see why I'm hyped on them. Like, for real, for real. These things, the batteries are good. You got to be discreet. You're wandering through bush gardens. You don't want to be pulling out something crazy. But this thing, like, you freaking hit this thing, and ooh, you get a blast and a half. So it's really, really awesome to see that, you know, these damn things are coming a long way. And so what they're doing is they're using what's called C-cells. If you guys start looking at your cartridges, you'll see that a lot of the cartridge manufacturers are using C-cell cartridges. That's the style of coil that goes inside of them. The C-cell batteries that Hamilton Devices is using, they're C-cell batteries. So basically whatever you screw in, it instantly recognizes what it is. Like internally, you don't have to trigger too many things. It's just like basically if you're using the dab rigs, you put the bowls in, you preheat it, you blast one. Cartridges, just push the button and let it rip. And they got this one that's like a bubbler rig. And I know if Tracy's out there watching, she's seen this thing. So, she's got one. She showed me, and I fell in love. I found one, used one, got one for me, and I've been rolling ever since. These cartridge rigs and concentrate, they are absolutely incredible. Not to mention that order from Boulder for those W2 rigs, that is also on its way. We had just finished getting all the paperwork handled with that. So, but the glass blower from the event on Saturday, he, really cool dude. I got a very, very unique purple bowl from them. And a teapot carb cap for one of my glass banger cups back at the house. And anyway, so we worked out a deal. He's going to do some custom work on that particular piece for me. And when he's done, you know, we'll have something really cool. And we'll basically have some one-of-a-kinds. And if anybody wants their device customized, we can send you in the right direction to get that taken care of to your specific needs. You want, you know, you would talk to them directly. They can set you up whatever design, patterns you like, but their glass looks really, really cool. They're here locally, and so, you know, try to stay locally. That's the biggest part about all things that we do. Sorry, I should have moved my monitor closer. I can't really read those comments. Oh, what's up, guys? Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I'm coming right back. I want to say hi to everybody. Look, I got a handful of you. What's up, Brandon? Ryan, thanks for hanging out. All right, hold on. See, now I actually get a chance. I'm mildly blind. That's why I say wear your grow lights, your sunglasses. They're different than your polarized sunglasses that you normally wear. So you know, when you are in grow rooms and you are walking around, I'm probably getting ready to go in for my second round of LASIK surgery due to all of the blaring lights that I've been under. So again, protect yourself. We do carry grow room LEDs. They are different whether you are burning an LED or a metal halide, so just be aware, depending on which fixture you're burning for your garden, would be which one you want for your eyes. So, like I said, burning that jealousy today. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and blast me a nice big old dab. So, I don't know if you guys remember this, but this is the e-nail. The e-nail stays perfectly hot all the time. It's this little controller over here on the side. This controller over here stays to a proper set temperature. I drop the dab. I'm going to use this one to drop the dab. Then we run the cap. And then we've got it out of this really nice Medi-Cali dab rig that I picked up from... I got this one from Papa Joe's, but I got another real sweet one from Island Eyes. Those guys, they're pretty dope over there. I try to go around to all the head shops, say hi. You know, I like seeing what's in town and shopping around. So, you know, hell yeah. All right, let's get a nice big blob of this on there. Ooh, and that's the Skittles dry sieve hash rosin. Absolutely phenomenal. But you know what? I'm going to turn this bad boy up a little bit. Let's get a nice big monster dab before we jump in the tent. This guy? Yeah, crank this bad boy up. So, we got probably about 15 seconds while that finishes firing up. Ooh, some Grease Monkey live resin, I see. Alright. Let's blast a nice big Mac Daddy on this thing. So, we've got a couple local artists doing a big show over at Elevations 27 coming up for Halloween. It's Trap House Coda, our boy Cardinal. It's going to be a good show. I'm going to take everybody in our team out there. We're going to go and cut up, have a good time, and just have some fun and show some love to our people. You know, these are the locals around here. They're making fire-ass music, and I do nothing but appreciate. All right. We are getting close now. See what I got going on here? No? Maybe? I don't know. Don't blast. But always watch out for that metal nail, because that thing is hot, sir. Oh. Oh. We ain't done yet. Don't worry, guys. We won't have another scene like we did with that, the honey pot. Thank you, Island Eyes, for that one. Woo! There we go. That's the way to get it done. All right. Now, stick with me for a moment while we take you on a walk down tent time. I'll be right back.
Island Dyes is a smoke and vapor shop located in Chesapeake and Virginia Beach. Convenient for all of your water hand pipes, CBD, tie-dye apparel, and more.
Conveniently located at 2728 North Mall Drive, Unit 111, Virginia Beach and 1005 South Battlefield Boulevard, Unit A, Chesapeake.
Alright, my Grovies, what's up? Welcome back. So, this here is a nice basic 3x3 tent design. You've seen this before. We started to use it. I didn't like the way the plants transitioned into it, so we ended up pulling them, scrapping it, starting all over again. This time, instead of using the general hydroponics mix, we went with my personal brand, which is the Canna line. This particular brand of nutrients is quite pricey, but it makes rather impressive flowers. So, what we've done is we've switched out fresh water, we've cleaned the tray, we've cleaned the rocks, and we've replanted. These were planted, like I said, about an hour before this show started today. So, what we have is 4 different specimens. We've got a Khaleesi breath, we've got a Jungle Sunset, we've got Gucci breath, and we have Platinum Kush breath. 2 of these are from Tarantula Genetic breeder cuts. 2 of these are the breeder cuts from Green Wolf Genetics. Both of these are fantastic guys. We will very, very soon start having the Green Wolf Genetic seeds on our site as well for you, as well as a full reload of everything Tarantula has to offer. Unfortunately, winter weather advisory has been sold out. You're not getting back. I happen to have a couple more. I've been saving them. They are for me. I've ran 1 pack of them, and I found a couple real gorgeous phenos. And we'll send some pictures out. We'll let you guys see what they look like. You guys can decide for yourself what you like, and those plants will also be available in much shorter form. So, what we have here is the $400 Mars Hydro FC 4800. This light here is fully capable of doing the space. They actually even say it can do up to a 4x4. I think that's a little silly. This light basically fits 3x3. When it comes to these LED lights, you want to basically have full perimeter coverage. That's how you get your most yield. That's what they say. When you're looking at all their specs, they'll say 4x4 commercial, 3x3, or 4x4 commercial, 5x5 personal. Basically, that extra foot they're giving you is, you'll still get some stuff out of it, but it won't be the prime time like you would. Yes, this is actually an ebb and flow system. So what I have this doing is, instead of taking the grow dam blocks and actually planting into the grow dam blocks and then flooding once a day, grow dam I've always seen starts growing like green mildew. So I try to stay away from it as much as possible. Very rarely, if ever, and I say that, like, somebody gives me one, I'll work with it, but honestly, I don't use them ever myself. I use Jiffy plugs after they have turned into a rooted clone. What I do is then I take a layer of rocks across the bottom of this tray, and then I take the plug and I stick it just at water level. Then I flood it starting 1 time a day, to try and dry that out, make the roots start stretching, and then I'll start slowly adding to the watering cycles to get it to about 3 times a day. In this system, I will feed and drain 3 times a day in the rocks. By planting directly in the rocks, the roots actually will stretch all throughout the whole pan. By the time this grow is done, this whole thing will basically be a cluster of roots in this mass. They will stay underneath the light line. They will all be fed properly, and after it's all done, you'll just see a vast field of white roots. It's actually pretty cool. So, grow dam, they They just get algae. Not that they're bad. If you do it right, you run proper drybacks or wrap the top of your blocks. There are definitely ways to mitigate it. It's just, it's not for me. You know, I prefer either just aeroponic clones of floaters, what they're called, so it's just a thing with floating roots to go in here, or the Jiffy plug. You may not be able to see that from here, but just the General Hydroponics Rapid Rooter plugs, they work absolutely incredible for creating copies. So, while they're in this tray, first day or two, they're only getting one feeding a day. I'm trying to get those roots to start going out of it. Then we start pumping more and more feed cycles into it, and the more often they get fed, the faster they'll develop, and you know, we'll have nice healthy roots with the drybacks and being covered. We won't have to worry about any like pot rot or something like that. It's more than likely you're not going to end up with anything like that in a system like this. So what I do is I have my light approximately 6 to 8 inches above these clones, and I have it turned all the way up. I want to get these plants used to the brightest light they can as soon as possible. What's up, Ashley? How you doing? So we get the plants used to as much light as possible as early on. This way there's little to no transition stress when the time comes to cycle them into the flowering phase. So what I'm going to do is, the next time you see this on the show, we will have a trellis about where this light is right now. And what we're going to do is, as the plant gets up there, we're going to start folding it and weaving it through the trellis all the way around, exposing all the lower nodes. So instead of doing lollipopping at this point, we're going to use all those little node branches. Those will become the main set of heads because they'll reach the light. The reason you pluck them off when you lollipop or do like a sea green or a screen of green is because you clear out all the underneath so that there's airflow. You're only going to get colas or buds in the area that's, you know, within basically the top 12 to maybe 18 inches of the plant. Anything beyond that, anything lower from the light through the canopy, you won't get it. So, as opposed to doing 4 plants individually underneath this light, we're going to do this tent as a screen of green. So, over the course of the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will train this thing all the way around. We will break those branches, I don't mean break them, we will fold those branches over so that the plants are now going sideways, and then these other shoots will then take over as vertical heads. And by the time the whole canopy is built, and it should be fairly quickly, this is a 3x3 with 4 plants in it. At the end of that point, you should be able to flip it. And you change your light cycle from 18 hours of daytime, 6 hours a night, to your 12 hours and 12 hours. And that will initiate the flowering cycle, and those plants will then continue to stretch for about another 2 to maybe even 3 weeks. During that point, you start stripping all the underneath stuff. You don't want any of that. You're just going to grow those branches that come up. That is going to give you the opportunity to make sure you get the maximum yield out of something like this. And then at day 21, we do a major defoliation. So if you're still riding with me, you'll see it all go down. And again, they're not bad. This set right here was my very first hydroponic system. Wow. I think we went back almost 20 years. Yeah, but like 22 years. That's how old this exact system is. The tray, the stand, the rest. I've, you know, replaced air pumps and water pumps and things like that, rocks and lights, because this thing used to have a 600-watt HPS sitting over it. And those things are still champs. They just have a lot more heat build up. With a light like this, you can actually mount your ballast outside, so you have minimal heat buildup, so you don't need to run your fan as heavy, which means that you can actually encapsulate some more temperature. With the LEDs, I've noticed that they like a higher temperature. So I try to let these LED rooms get to about mid-80s. Then, you know, if it's humidity issues, then you'll work on your temp controls at that point. But, you know, ideally, you want to shoot for a nice mid-80 temperature over these, and yeah, they're just going to start kicking ass and taking names real soon, and we'll let these wonderful ladies do their thing, and you can catch the live stream on Twitch, or you can check back in with me next week, and trellis will be in place, and we'll see how far along they are. Because I imagine within a week's time from this phase, they're probably going to be somewhere on that trellis. All right. So, proper nutrition, very, very important. Clean systems. So between those plants that we pulled out and the new stuff, all of this equipment came and got power washed. It was cleaned very, very thoroughly and sanitized to make sure that it was ready to go for another round. There you go. Any other questions, you can always reach out on the office line. I'm always happy to help. And yeah, guys, happy growing. And one day we'll all link up and just burn down some of these wonderful plants that we've all grown together. Maybe we'll do a like an iGrow VA locals cannabis cup for all the real local growers, and you know, we'll see. We'll get a real, you know, panel of judges, things like that. We'll take the locals cup and see what we can do. See if we, you know, got some top-notch stuff to compete with those other guys that are importing. All right. Well, let's get back to the table, and yeah. Here's a word from one of our other great sponsors. This is Echoes in Time, my girl Tracy. See you soon, girl.
Echoes of Time, Costumes and Vintage Clothing is located at 600 North Witch Duck Road, Suite 102 in Virginia Beach.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Yeah, I did. All right. So, that was really it. We're gonna boil the show down. We're gonna do it nice and easy, straight cultivation. Guys, subscribe to the current website. We know who you are. We'll get you over to where you need to be. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's see who's grabbing themselves this 8th of Jealousy this fine evening. So, do we got that wheel? We got a digital wheel. What? That way? That way? That way? This way? There we go. That one. What do we got? Spin. Clickety click, 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 click. Who's gonna win some jealousy tonight? What do we got? Who was number 24? Number 24, number 24. Michael, what was that? Michael Coleman. Michael Coleman. Say what's up and drop a DM to me, and we'll see about getting you this this fine jealousy we got right here. Guys, I thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I'm so stoked. Couldn't be happier. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Your boy. I'm out of here, guys. Let's grow together. Peace.
I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good. I'm too